Hey everybody, it's Tafony here once again. Hope you're doing well today. We're rambling about the 2 HP slice. It sounds like this. Okay, what is it today? I actually struggled with that a lot more than I expected, and I'm not sure if that's on my part or on the slice's part. But this is the first time I've ever talked about a 2 HP module directly. I have complained about them a little bit in other videos, so I will talk about the build of them at the end of it, because I sort of feel like that's the biggest kicker with these. But I do want to talk about the actual module itself, or the slice itself, not just the whole line, which we'll get to at the end. But what is it? So 2 HP, obviously, it's in the name. It is a compact beat-repeat glitch source, I believe they call it. Yeah, beat-repeat glitch engine. You have at the top an audio input in mono, womp womp, as I like to say. I think this is why I partly forgot I owned this, was because every application I wanted to use it for was end-of-chain stereo processing. However, it actually makes a nice effect to put on your drums, which I am currently running in mono for another womp womp stereo lacking compressor that means I have to sum my drums down to mono, so slice can go just after that. That's cool. We have that audio in mono. We have that clock input, which I had patched up from Pam's. I'm sending it a clock. You will probably want to clock this. I'll put it that way. I know modular hates clocking, but when it comes to beat repeating, you kind of need it here. Then you have a trigger input and a trigger button. And maybe I'll just mix this in a little bit so you can hear. Nope, the drums are not playing. Now they're playing. I'm going to turn off my synth phase just to hear the drums that are processing this. So you have your trigger input, you have button, and a trigger input for a gate. And if I send said gate to it, where was that one? You can send triggers to activate the gate. So if you see on my sequence here, we're starting and stopping on the 1, but if we can start it there. I think, honestly, if I can take anything away from that intro jam, it's pretty difficult to land triggers on this thing, like, at least, not in a, I wouldn't want to do this on stage, because if you grab this sometimes at the wrong moment, it's just, like, totally wrong. So I would probably sequence it for my uses. Now, it was fun to do it as a performative thing, but if you grab it at the right moment, it goes silent. Or the wrong moment, I should say. At the right division, at the wrong moment, you can get silence. Right? So I'm turning on, and these beat repeats are all completely different, which is, I guess, to be expected when you think about it, but for that reason, I would be sending it triggers. Then we have the triplet toggle. So this includes or removes triplet divisions and multiplications from the size range. Ooh. So I am leaving that off at the top. No, I'm leaving it on at the top. Interesting. So this actually won't change your... I thought this changed your beat repeats to triplets, but it only includes triplets in the size knob. That's interesting. I kind of wish it was triplets only, or on one side, you know what I mean? So you get triplets at the top at different divisions, and then you get only divisions of 2 at the bottom, or 4 maybe. But this does make the bottom mode easier for this, like, sweeping up thing that I am inclined to do, so. But if you include the triplets in that, I'll turn on, hit trigger, then you get some of these syncopated things that don't necessarily work as well for the build-up, but syncopation is probably what you want here. If I add some more triggers, throw this in. And then we have triplets mode in there, but I think this is also really going to all come into play when you do send. Well, I'm not sending a clock, might actually be some of the issue, hey? take my trigger out and put up. Interesting. So my trigger's in again. Clock is going in now, proper, as it wasn't a moment ago, sorry. Was in my jam, I promise. Let's get into the LFO mode in the top, and then if I keep my, if we send some LFO to size, maybe I'll send a triangle wave out of the first channel. Let's send that. So basically it's taking the rate and going, and I think now our triplets are going to make a fair bit of difference. Let's send my division to be slow, and definitely need some attenuation on that front. Okay, let's do just that. Output on that side. To input. Hold on a minute, editing tafony. Apologies. And honestly, I think this is where you want to be. As fun as that pressing the trigger is, I think there's more interesting things to be found on this side. What if I turn my triangle wave into a random wave? And what if I randomize my... It's probably too dense. Let's just take a little bit out. You got to remember these are triggering on and off as well. Yeah, just something to know. Now this LED, I haven't been paying too much attention to it, to be totally honest, but it does show you when it blinks green, the clock rate is running, which is green right now. White mode is the latching mode, and then purple is monetary mode. So you can change the gate behavior on this one. So you'll hear right now we're turning it on and off with our triggers inputs, right? So I pull my trigger out and it stays off. Same for I can turn it on and off in here, but you can change the mode by turning the module off and powering it on. I don't want to do that and lose this whole patch, but that is how you change it. I like doing it this way because you can kind of, I don't have to send, not envelopes, but I don't have to send anything other than a quick pulse to turn it on the sequencing side, so I really like that. I can just choose the steps. I don't have to worry about holding a note or something like that, so I really like that. If we just do little blips. And yeah, that's the 2 HP slice. I think that's really fun for doing a little bit of drum work. Let's take this out. Turn down my alpha a little bit so it's just a little bit less crazy. Bring the synth voice in. I'm not running that through the slice, but I think it just helps to keep the, if I start messing with my beat a lot, then this will just help us see where we're at, where it helped reinforce the rhythm that's underneath, I should say. So I just want to talk on the build quality front for these for a moment, because I think I'm going to also go into the hat video if mine works, but I did want to perhaps do a little complaining about them. So I believe now that I've moved some modules to another case, I can actually turn off this case. Yes, we can. So we are hanging out in the dark. Hey, everybody. It's tafony and the vampire. I don't know. Let's go in and take this out. And I am going to unplug it and turn the lights back on so you can see me. Oh my god, hi. All right. So what do 2 HP modules look like? Well, in the case of mine, hella bent. Here's a better example. These things are straight up just fragile. I'll say that. I mean, you got to be careful with them in a way that you don't have to be with other modules. I don't blame them for that. I'm not frustrated about it per se. I just wanted to point that out, that the super compact size comes with a cost, and that cost is this vertically mounted, horizontally mounted, this parallel mounted little board. And I believe this is a Daisy Seed? No, Daisy Seed's a full-size one, right? Anyway, it's this little board that is mounted parallel to the jacks, and it's straight up flimsy. I'll just say that. I will show you a preview of the next episode, which is the hats module by 2 HP, and this one I have busted. No, I broke my loop, And obviously, I'm probably a lot less careful than, well, I was obviously a lot less careful than I needed to be, but I am probably less careful than the average Eurorack user. I am a bit of an ogre, as you would say. But I find that often, if you look at the place where this is going into, these 2 HP modules are going to end up in the last spots, right? Your final 2 HP, basically. So not only do they require more care, but they're probably going into the most tightest spaces, the roughest spots. And you'll see on mine, I'll just show you this. Hopefully you can see that. This last pin here is like, there's a better view. It's like extended out and not sitting in its thing. I guess it's not used because mine still works, or maybe it's just something's going on with my slice that I don't notice because it's a glitch effect. But yeah, that's definitely not how it's supposed to be. And it's just to say these things are like fragile, and it kind of sucks. I would say, like, if I could compare them to the Erica Synth's Pico voices, that 1 extra HP clocking in at 50% more space makes all of the difference. Because see, like, if I'm inserting this now here, trying to be very careful, yeah, at least in this scenario that you're looking at right now, there's space behind it to work with. But it's tight, it's tough. It's that's certainly how mine got busted in that way. But if space is a concern, you certainly can't get any smaller than this, right? There's no 1 HP, that's for sure. However, I would say I wish 2HP makes some awesome firmware, some awesome modules like the Slice, that I'm just like, I wish a 3 HP would probably be worth it. It would just be like, if you didn't have to have that crazy board on there, you wouldn't have to be as concerned about it, because I believe I definitely broke I had a 2 HP loop that I broke, or maybe it was the burst, but it broke completely. I couldn't use it. That one has that bend issue. This hat wasn't turning on last time I tried to use the rack, so like I said, just if you're looking at 2 HP modules, be very careful with them. So back to the other part. You check. Okay, now I'm running my voice. It's getting a little distorted because I had to boost it, but that's okay. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun. My plan with this, after rediscovering it, and sorry, it won't be another crazy, well, it will be another crazy video of glitching my voice out, but I thought it'd be fun to put this into my live performance Octatrack but Eurorack case, because I want to manipulate my voice with that, and I feel like the data bender was a little overkill, and my microphone input is also mono, so I don't really care about that in this one. And then my beloved data bender can become the glitch bus on the main case, and then I can preserve it there. So let's hear how this sounds. It's funny, you almost get wavetable, right? By audio rating essentially the slice size. Let's try this. So I hope you like my monotone voice in context, because I don't. Drums in. Drums in. Drums in. Drums in. Again, that's where it's kind of hard to, if you're trying to grab it right at the moment, sometimes you might not get anything, but sometimes you do, so let's bring in more treble. I like, oh, yeah, okay, this is better. That's exactly sort of things I'm looking for. Let's, yeah. Here we go again with the and one and one and one and one and one and a two and a three and a one and a two and a one and a two and the clock's going in again. 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and 2. 1 and a 2 and 1 and a 2 and and 2 and 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2. Hey everybody, I'm tafony. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Do you all check that Google Solos? How many cases out? Not more to you. And love you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you. Talk to you soon. Talk to you. Talk to you.